At first, astronomers assumed the newcomer was yet another interstellar wanderer, another frozen relic from beyond our solar system like Oumuamua in 2017 or Borisov in 2019. A curiosity for the science blogs. A quick headline. Nothing more. But 3i Atlas had other plans. From the moment it crossed Neptune's orbit, it began breaking rules that comets and asteroids had abided for billions of years. The first sign was its chemistry. Comets are messy, chaotic bodies, dirty snowballs that belch water vapor and carbon monoxide when sunlight warms their icy crusts. But 3i Atlas ignored the script. It shed no water, no dust, no carbon monoxide. Instead, it exhaled pure carbon dioxide, and in astonishing amounts. Its coma was thin, unnaturally smooth, extending hundreds of thousands of kilometers in a perfect halo, like an engineered shield. Veteran comet researchers at the European Southern Observatory called the readings unphysical. Then came the nickel. Webb's infrared spectrograph picked up bright, unmistakable nickel lines, but almost no iron. In nature, nickel and iron are inseparable partners. Every meteorite ever recovered contains them in near identical proportions. To find nickel without iron is like finding smoke without fire. Separating the two elements requires furnaces, magnetic fields, or technology. And yet here it was, gliding silently toward the inner planets. Its movement made the hairs on the back of every astronomer's neck stand on end. Over a span of 72 hours, 3i Atlas's velocity didn't just drift, it accelerated, gaining 0.1 m/2 in ASREs of sharp, regular bursts. Telescopes across Chile and Hawaii caught its brightness, pulsing every 7.2 hours, as though following a timer. These were not random jets of gas, they were maneuvers. NASA quietly convened an emergency committee. The James Webb team was instructed to retarget precious observation time, even if it meant delaying exoplanet studies. When Webb locked on, the images that came back were classified within hours. A leak from a junior analyst told the world only fragments, an 11-kilometer-wide body glowing faintly from within, emitting modulated light rather than simple reflected sunlight. The modulation wasn't noise, it carried structure. When decoded, the intervals between pulses formed prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, the universal language SETI researchers had predicted for decades. And then silence. Long, deliberate silences between bursts, as though whatever was speaking was pausing, listening, waiting. Across Earth, instruments began to twitch. Ultra-low-frequency vibrations appeared in Antarctica, Argentina, and Western Australia, matching the same 7-hour rhythm. Seismologists dismissed them as background hum, but the timing was exact. It was as if some resonance deep within our planet was answering back. Historians and mythologists were drawn into the conversation. They pointed to Tutankhamun's dagger, forged from meteoric metal with an anomalous nickel-rich composition, to Babylonian tablets describing metal that fell from the sky, to Polynesian legends of star messengers who seeded life. These stories, once folklore, now looked like breadcrumbs. At MIT, a neural network analysis of Webb's data produced an even stranger revelation. When the carbon dioxide jets were plotted in three-dimensional space over time, they spiraled into a double helix, eerily similar to primitive RNA strands. It wasn't life, but it was a template for life. A signature. A calling card. Then, without warning, 3i Atlas powered down. Its emissions ceased. Its jets stopped. Its brightness steadied into a dull, featureless rock. The world breathed a sigh of relief too soon. Radar echoes revealed that 3i Atlas had subtly changed its course. Instead of slingshotting past the sun and out into the void, it had threaded itself into a gravitational corridor between Earth and Venus, a path that required exquisite precision. Natural bodies don't pick perfect corridors. Pilots do. Around the same time, strange echoes were detected on the far side of the moon, weak radio modulations identical to the Atlas pulses. Archived Voyager 1 data from 1996 contained the same pattern, long dismissed as static. Now re-examined, it matched perfectly. That meant this signal had been in our neighborhood for decades, maybe longer. Governments moved fast and quietly. NORAD classified a new threat category, technological unknown of extraterrestrial origin. The U.S. Space Force launched the secretive X-37B without explanation. Its orbit subtly adjusted to give IT intermittent line of sight opportunities toward Atlas's projected path. Leaked memos hinted at discussions of possible interception and non-kinetic observation countermeasures. Meanwhile, a few brave astrophysicists whispered a theory too unsettling to publish. 3I Atlas might not be a machine built by aliens at all, it might be the alien. A biomechanical organism, part living tissue, part engineered structure, evolving across eons. It could think, adapt, even choose. If so, it wasn't sent. It sent itself. Patterns began to emerge. Oumuamua in 2017, Borisov in 2019, now Atlas in 2025. Each one stranger. Each one closer. SETI analysts overlaid the intervals and found a hidden rhythm. 7-year cycles, prime-numbered pulses, gradually narrowing approach vectors. When Webb's last unclassified frames were leaked, embedded inside the infrared noise was a string of values that, when converted, read simply, countdown initialized. 283 Earth days. A young software engineer at ESA plotted Atlas's last recorded emission bursts in polar coordinates and overlaid Gaia star maps. The points aligned, not with our local stars, but with the Triangulum galaxy, 2.73 million light-years away. The pattern curved back to Earth, closing a perfect loop. This wasn't a lost rock adrift in darkness. It was a map, and the map led here. Official statements insisted Atlas was harmless, an unusual comet, no threat to Earth. But within research circles, a different phrase was whispered. We're not observing it. It's observing us. Weeks later, deep within the noise of Webb's archived data, astronomers detected faint repetitions of Atlas's prime pulses, only now they were shifted in frequency to match the hydrogen line, the universal calling card of physics. The pulses were growing sharper, like a distant heartbeat drawing closer. Speculation has turned dark. Some believe Atlas is a probe network performing a galactic census, tagging intelligent worlds for future contact or conquest. Others suggest it is a messenger of something older, a cosmic archivist cataloging life across galaxies. A few even whisper that Atlas isn't arriving at all. It's returning. Consider the coincidences. Its path lined up perfectly with Earth's orbital plane. Its pauses in transmission seemed timed to Webb's observation schedule, as though it knew when we were watching. And its arrival falls precisely 7 years after Oumuamua, the same 7 years between Voyager's 1996 anomaly and Borisov's appearance. These are not the odds of random rocks. These are the fingerprints of intent. The countdown now stands at less than 9 months. Governments remain silent. Public telescopes are discouraged from tracking Atlas, citing budget priorities. But amateur astronomers are still watching. In backyard observatories across the world, they see the faint flicker of something unnatural in the darkness. Perhaps when the countdown ends, nothing will happen. Perhaps Atlas will drift quietly past the sun and vanish. But if it does not, if the flicker becomes a beacon and the beacon becomes a doorway, then James Webb will not have merely photographed a comet. It will have answered a call written across galaxies. And when that call is answered back, it won't be a question of whether we're alone. It will be a question of what we do when the universe knocks on our door, not with a whisper this time, but with a voice we can no longer ignore. Because if 3I Atlas truly is more than a rock, if it is a map, a message, or a mind, then it is already here, and it has been watching far longer than we've been looking. The sky above us has never been silent. We just didn't know how to listen. Now we do. And the silence between pulses is not emptiness. It's anticipation.